Hi, I'm an alcoholic and my name is Gina. You know, there has been brief recovery followed always by a still worse relapse. That's not only been my experience, that's definitely an observation. It never gets better. It always gets worse. It's progressive and it's fatal. The gorilla says when it's over, not you. I've said so many times in the past that I'm done, and I meant it. I probably meant it. People would say, or I'd read, if you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, I'd stop right there. I was willing to go to any length to get it, but I never heard the rest. It finished by saying, then you're ready to take certain steps. And it wasn't until I was able to, at a point of complete desperation, a gift of desperation, commit to taking the steps. And I never thought that I was sponsorship material. I never thought that I would be considered a big book dumper. Today I'm not just part of the big book dumpers. We're big book monsters. So you have the doctor's opinion, which is the problem. And, Bill Wilson came up with the solution. And they've always had a solution to alcoholism. The Oxford group, the Washingtonians, and then back in the 30s there was Dr. Silkworth, William Silkworth. He treated drug and alcohol addiction in Towns Hospital, like 51,000 of them. And he came up with a theory of the allergy, and he wrote a statement for Alcoholics Anonymous. But back then, he didn't want people to think he was crazy or lose his job, so he signed it anonymous. But what he observed was that we have an allergy. We still accept that word today, although there's no scientific measurement. Once we put one of anything in our body, we set off the allergy, which kicks off a craving, and we can't control the amount that we take. And what he saw in Bill Wilson, because he had treated Bill Wilson several times, was this altruistic or unselfish movement that was growing up and not only helping alcoholics, but their families as well, hence Al-Anon. And Dr. Silkworth, clearly stated that provided we follow a few simple rules, they weren't even suggestions. The hopeless variety alcoholic, which is talked about on page 21 of the big book, describes me completely. And Dr. Silkworth called them a few simple rules. And he could see that we're not selfish. There's no profit motive, and there's a community spirit. Because not only were alcoholics getting better, families were getting better back in the day. And that was hugely important into him saying, he treated a competent businessman of good earning capacity, which was Bill Wilson. It goes to show you, Park Avenue to Park Bench, this disease does not discriminate. I have a friend that says, I can't relate to being a competent businessman of good earnings. I was a broke bro. That sounds funny, but it leads way to we were people that would not normally mix. But we definitely have one thing in common. our very lives were in danger from alcohol. You know, not only did I have the obsession, I had the compulsion. I wanted to stop. I had an honest desire to quit drinking. But I couldn't control the amount that I took afterward. You know, I would try everything. You know, countless vain attempts. Half measures avail us nothing. I didn't have God, you know, and today I do. Thank God for Alcoholics Anonymous, who never kept me out. Every time I came back in, they clapped because I lived, and it brought me to God. Alcohol, you know, was my solution. It worked. It worked for me. I went back to the only thing that I knew that worked. And I was in a position where alcohol was no longer working. And I couldn't imagine my life with or without alcohol. But I was so sick. I was willing to go to any lengths and do it your way. You know, do it the program's way. And it's changed my life considerably. I have quickly gained things back, you know, like I always did before. But this time I don't lose my spiritual connection. God has graced me with so many gifts to shield myself against complacency. I use the tools, the vehicles given to me. Even though the problem no longer exists in my life, it's been removed. I have to live a life of service and sacrifice to others. So I like the doctor's opinion a lot. I would like to go further into Bill's story next time that I make a video. And I just want to say, you know, I love you so much. And actually, it was on my mind. So I'm getting it off my mind. And I hope to see you again. Bye.